so beautiful around here.
It is.
The trees and stuff. How long have you lived here for?
I've lived here like 15 years, but when I went to rehab, yeah, it's the after effects of drugs.
Really?
Letting everything go, yeah.
Wait, so you went to rehab and then you came back and your house looked different or what?
Yeah, I got robbed.
Because they knew you were in rehab or what?
Yeah, they took my refrigerator, everything.
Thank you for doing this and for inviting me over.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate you coming.
What was life like growing up?
Oh, it was great. My dad was a preacher, so we went in and out of churches, and we had farm animals and all that.
How old were you when you first had your first kid?
I was 16 years old.
Wow. Oh, you have a ladybug. Oh, is that that's good luck, isn't that?
I don't know if it is or not. I don't want it on me.
Totally. 16 years old?
Yeah.
Was it intentional or what happened?
Yeah, I got this boyfriend. I knew I was gay, but I tried pleasing my dad and them, and so I ended up pregnant at 16 years old.
How'd your dad handle that?
He did not handle it well. Yeah, he was ready to kill somebody.
How was having a kid at 16? What was that like?
It was hard. And then, because you're basically a kid yourself, and so you're basically like brother and sister instead of mom and son. So you learn, you make a lot of mistakes. I did. And then I got pregnant again.
With the same man too, like the same father?
Yeah.
And what you had the daughter then, right?
Yeah.
How has being a mom for you?
Oh, it's perfect. It's a blessing from the heavens above. If it wasn't for them, I probably never would have got clean.
You live by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh my gosh, it's big. It's big.
Yeah, it just isn't finished right now.
Is this technically it's not a trailer, right? So this
No,
is
it's a house.
Because there's some trailers in the neighborhood too, yeah.
Yeah, and right now, see, my refrigerators and everything's missing.
Wait, so you just came home and everything was gone?
Yeah.
Was
Half
someone
my power's gone.
Was someone living in your house?
Yeah.
You had to kick him out or what?
Yeah, I had to kick him out. I come home to him in my house, yeah.
You knew who it was too or not?
Yeah.
Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, yeah, you are nice, huh? Oh my gosh.
She's like 3 months old.
Wow. What's her name?
Karma.
Korma?
You're on house arrest, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been on house arrest for?
Since April.
And how much more time do you have?
To April.
So a whole year of house
Yeah,
arrest?
whole year.
Has it been hard?
Yeah. It gets lonely, And I only get out once every 2 weeks for 2 hours.
Wait, so for once every 2 weeks you're allowed to leave?
Yeah.
And someone with you to monitor to make sure you don't...
No.
What day of the week is it?
It's whatever day I pick, like Monday through Friday.
Will you do chores and stuff like grocery shopping and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, but it still don't give you much time.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Stressful.
No time, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to hurry and get everything done and all that. It's bad. I learned my lesson.
Can we talk about that or not?
Yeah. It started out with like truancy or whatever, and
What's truancy?
her not going to school. And anyway, she was put in a juvenile detention center, and she ran back home, and I took her in and got charged for it. For a concealment of a minor child because I didn't have custody of her. DHHR did, and she was 15 years old and pregnant and living on the streets of Beckley. So I took her in because it was the winter time, and they charged me, and I was on a $25,000 cash bond.
Okay, wait, because she was in juvenile, she escaped that, so technically she was in the custody of the state, and you still took her in, because of course you're her mother, so you take her in, and then you get in trouble for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where everything went spiraling out of control for me. I got blamed for going to picking her up and kidnapping her, they said, from Harrison County, but I didn't.
When you found out that you're going to lose custody of her, what was going through your head in that moment?
At that moment, my whole world went crumbling down. I had nothing else. Even though I had my 2 sons, they were grown. But I raised her on my own without my parents' help. So that took everything from me,
When you found out you would lose custody of your daughter, did you have a lawyer or anyone to fight with you, or were you just all by yourself in that?
I had a lawyer, but it just got to the point, like it played out for a year, and I only had a worker. Like, I've dealt with CPS before, but this one worker, he only come to my house twice, and they wanted me to go to rehab then, which I was willing to go, but no, rehab wouldn't take me.
Because of the daughter, you're saying, or wait, why wouldn't rehab take you?
I wasn't on drugs at the time. The parenting class lady, she only come like twice, but at the end, they said that they was going to court order me and my friend to go to a rehab. When my friend called, she was on something, so they was going to take her. I called 4 different rehabs. They told me no, because I wasn't on nothing. So the parenting class lady told me, she said, if a building was on fire, wouldn't you do anything to rescue your daughter? I was like, yes. So she told me, she said, that's this moment in time. She told me to go do meth or heroin, and I wouldn't. So I didn't go to my last court hearing because the judge was going to court order it. I'd never got my daughter back because no rehab wouldn't take me at that time.
So the parenting teacher told you you should actually get on drugs so then you can get into rehab and then get your daughter back. But because you weren't on drugs, you didn't want to go on drugs, so then therefore you didn't go to your court hearing and you couldn't get your daughter back because you didn't have drugs as a reasoning as to why it happened the way it happened.
Yes, and I never even got to speak to the judge in the whole 9 months. Like I said, I got drug screens that all of them are clean. The whole time my kids were growing up, I was never on nothing like that. So after I lost her, I was like, why not? I just gave up.
And that's when you found yourself getting involved with drugs?
Yes, yeah.
If you don't mind, who propositioned that to you?
It was one of my so-called friends. She told me, like, it'd take all my worries away. But when I first done it, the next morning I wanted to commit suicide because all these emotions come rushing in. Every day I was like, I'm going to quit today. I'm going to do it one more time. But no, if you don't get help, then there's no getting off of it. Another reason I quit is because they're lacing it with, like, fentanyl. So more people are dying from smoking it now than injecting it.
Oh, my gosh. Is meth a problem in this town?
Yes, bad. I've lost all my friends, and it's just the other day, my kids' cousin's boyfriend, he was 35 years old, and he died. Like, it's left and right. Every time I get on Facebook, someone I know is gone. It's cheap, so that's what people turn to. But like I said, meth ain't meth no more, like when it used to be. Like, they're mixing all kinds of stuff with it, and it no longer gives you that up feeling.
How did you see your life kind of crumbling down as you're doing meth? Like, what kind of things did you lose, or, what did you go through in that moment of time?
You start self-isolating, so you push everybody away. I mean, I pushed my kids away. I had my grandbabies, everything. I didn't want to get out of bed, and I thought I was getting all this stuff accomplished, but I wasn't.
So when you get yourself involved and you're doing meth and stuff, are you thinking, like, this is exactly what I told myself I would never be doing?
Yes. My whole life, I was against it. I looked down on people like that. But now I don't. I've walked in their shoes. But, yeah, I never thought I'd be on anything like that ever. I was so terrified I can't even smoke weed.
So your addiction to meth led you to shoplifting, you said?
Yes. Me and my girlfriend were hungry because we'd spent everything we had. And anyways, I went into a Walmart and stole a chicken dinner. And I threw a couple jackets in a buggy, and I got stopped. They took me into a room, and they called the law on me.
Were you on drugs in that moment?
Yes.
So they were able to see that?
Yeah, they could tell, because I was only like 120 pounds.
What happened? What were the repercussions?
Repercussions was being down at the SRJ, and they killed my cellmate when I was down there. It was god-awful.
SRJ's a prison or a jail?
A jail, yeah, that's where all the lawsuits are all about SRJ right now.
A culture of cover-ups kicked in when inmate Quantez Burks died after being beaten by correctional officers at the Southern Regional Jail last year.
I mean, we've got 8 people facing federal felonies as a result of this, 2 of which have already pled. It went, from at least the leadership within the jail all the way down to the guards themselves.
Well, 13 inmates' deaths in about a year at a jail near Beckley is pushing a national activist group and the families of 2 dead inmates to demand a sweeping federal probe of West Virginia's lockups.
What was your experience like there?
Like I said, I got beat twice down there, and now, still this day, I'm having real bad seizures off of it, where I got beat so bad, and like I said, they killed my cellmate down there.
While you were there?
Yeah.
What did they do?
They thought she had drugs, and they said they wanted to go up inside of her to see if she had drugs or whatever. They done that, and then they took her to the hospital, spent 2 days down there, and then SRJ put her in medical, and I went up there. I kept on going to medical because where I got beat too. And every day she started talking out of her head. And I was like, something ain't right with her. And then they put her in a pickle suit. And the one guard, she's like, the pickle, they're starting to stink. Starting to stink. I was like, I wonder why. The girl was dead.
Gosh.
She spent 3 weeks in medical. And every time I call and tell my family that the girl needed help, the jail would cut phone lines and all that.
So you go there for 4 months, you get out, and do you go right back into the world of drugs?
Yes.
And what was it like this time around?
It was even worse because I'd already let my power bill go. I'd already lost everything. Still didn't have my daughter. Still had no contact with her. And it was just awful. I mean, you just want to give up, whenever you look around and you see how bad your life is, And I've already had to start over, I don't know how many times.
So then what happened the next time for you to go back into the jail?
It was shoplifting.
Like dinner again or something else, or?
No, it was, the first time was child concealment, and the second time was jail, and then I went back to jail again for shoplifting, and I can't even remember what it was, but I think it was a couple jackets or something.
Was it genuine, or did you just know that that would be a way for you to get out of jail at that time?
No, it was genuine. I knew I wanted help. I didn't want to be the person I'd become. And I wanted to be there for my kids and stuff. My daughter was getting ready to turn 18. And, I can't have that around. I mean, I was pushed everybody away. My sons, and then therefore they didn't want to bring the grandbabies around me, which I don't blame them now. I mean, my whole family, I lost everybody.
How was your daughter doing at that time? Because I know she had been going through things around 15. By 18, had she gotten better?
Yeah, she had gotten better. I mean, we had contact off and on. I mean, most places will let her call me because they knew how much, how strong our bond is or whatever. But she struggled a lot too. I mean, she went through some terrible things,
So you get sent to rehab, and what was that process like for you?
I was scared at first. I heard all these stories about what people had said or whatever. But actually, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. There were some really good people, and I didn't understand addiction. And they broke it down to me. They was like, a normal person can have a beer a day, but somebody with an addictive personality can't, because it'll be one day, and there'll be 3 the next day, and there'll be a case within 2 weeks.
So how long were you in rehab for?
4.5 months.
And when did you get out?
In August.
And
I get off house arrest in April.
So right after you get out of rehab, they put you on house arrest?
I was on house arrest the whole time.
Because you stole the jackets or whatever you stole?
Yeah. And I got a felony.
Because of that?
Yeah.
Because it was the second time you've done it or something, or what?
Yeah. I started offense.
The daughter, and then the 2 times shoplifting.
Yeah.
So when you get out of rehab, you come back here to your home, and what do you find?
I find people living in my house, and they had it all trashed up. And half my stuff missing, and my windows busted out. I mean, it was just awful.
But I just saw your neighbor. Didn't your neighbor see people doing that and think like, oh, that's Crystal's spot? Like, what are people doing here?
Yeah, the people had told her that I gave them permission to stay here.
Because you knew the person.
Yeah, I knew the person. Yeah.
Is that something that happens in this part of town a lot? Is like people go away for rehab or to jail or whatever happens, and people come and crash the house?
Yeah. They're going to take all your copper out of your house and everything.
So now you don't have a refrigerator, right?
No, I ain't got a refrigerator. Half my breakers are gone out of my house. So I only got power halfway through my house.
How are you making money now, if you don't mind me asking?
I get Social Security.
Has it been tough for you? Like, do you make enough to live, or?
Oh, it's been tough. It's been hard. At first, I was paying like $500 for my bracelet, like a month, but they waived it now.
You have to pay for your house arrest bracelet.
Yeah, you're supposed to, but someone told me about having it waived for low income, and so they waived it for me.
So for your house arrest, you're allowed to walk to the end of the block?
Yeah, to the end of the road.
You just walk back and forth, back and forth?
Yeah, you have to be able to stay, If not, I'd be like 500 pounds and they're eating and not moving.
What is life like for you stuck in the house?
It's depressing a lot of times. It's lonely. Which my kids come here and, here and there, but most of the time I'm just me and my dog.
And your girlfriend?
My girlfriend, she's in Tazewell right now.
Where's that?
Virginia.
Is that where she lives?
Yeah, that's where she lives.
So you're in a long-distance relationship?
No, usually she's here, but we both got in trouble. She got on probation. She's got probation in Virginia. But
She's like Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, that's what everybody said, Bonnie and Clyde. But yeah, we're married.
Really? Congratulations.
Thank you.
When did that happen?
It happened 2 years ago.
How did you meet her?
Off the dating site.
Like Tinder or something, or?
No, through Facebook dating.
How has that journey been? Is it tough?
I thank God to begin with, it was the withdrawals and all that. But after just a couple of weeks, I realized I didn't know how bad of a person I'd become. And I was like embarrassed over my own actions, And then I knew I owed my kids so much so much for everything I'd done. I lost so much time with them. So at first, it was depressing and hit me hard.
Do they resent you for that, you think?
No, thank God. I think they understand. I think they see now how hard I am trying, because it's so easy just to give in, just like a phone call away or right around the corner.
Have you been tempted for that?
No, thank God.
I'm so proud of you. I mean, it must be so unbelievably tough, and the fact that you're turning your life around, you should be so proud of yourself for that.
Oh, thank you. I am proud, because I know how hard it is. I know, and I'm lucky to get a second chance. A lot of people don't. Just one hit or puffing on one pipe, could be your last time. But like I said, I wanted to turn my life around, but I needed that push too to go.
So it's almost like the shoplifting kind of saved your life.
Yeah, it did.
Because if you didn't get in trouble with that, you maybe would have not gone to jail and then rehab and then been here right now.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have.
What is life like for you today?
Oh, it's perfect now. I'm blessed, I'm blessed for life. I'm blessed to have my kids back. I'm blessed about even my house, fixing it up. Every day is an accomplishment,
So proud of you, and thank you so much for letting me come and hear your story. You sharing your story on here is going to help more people than we could ever even imagine. So it takes a lot of courage to share what you've been through and the mistakes you've made, but I really appreciate you doing that. I mean, it's very vulnerable of you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, if I'm going to change one life, or save one life, it's worth it.
If you could see your life in 5 years from now, what would it look like?
It would look like me having my home turned in where all the family can come, making Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinners,
I want that for you too. I loved sitting down and talking with Crystal. She felt so open and vulnerable and let me into so much of her life, and it was such a fascinating conversation and so different than I think I've ever had on my series. I find so much strength in people that have found sobriety. Like, it's interesting because I don't have an issue with alcohol or drugs, thank God, but I know how hard addiction must be, and to talk with people that have come out the other side and that are fighting to stay sober and live their best lives, like, nothing to me could be more inspiring. I'm just so proud of Crystal that she's managing to push through and keeping her family in her focus, and it was just so beautiful to spend time with her. I think that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing so well and starting the new year feeling good and healthy, and I'm thinking about you. And I will see you on Thursday with another episode of Queer Case Files. Okay, bye.